together we will float into the mystic. Come on, girl.
Good evening. How is everyone? Hello. It's nice to see you all. Oh, lovely. Our last night together. Well, not last, but for a little while anyway. How's everyone? Have you been enjoying the sunshine? Have you all had a bit of sun today? It's been lovely, hasn't it?
Been at my desk all day, Andrea.
Oh, blooming.
I had a gardening break at lunchtime.
Oh, lovely. Well, I actually have been in here filming all day as well. So I've also been inside, but I have been out a bit. I've been out on my bike.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So going to be gardening this week. All right, gorgeous. So we're going to have a little recap tonight, and also I want to go into. We've just opened up water element this week in our yoga, so I thought I'd share a bit of that as well because it's so lovely. Um, so yeah, so share a little bit of that. We're going to start off with a mudra and a little bit of landing meditation, and then I'm just going to do. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Stacey. Hi, Helen. Jackie, Helen, other Helen, Anita, everybody. Yeah, and then I'm just going to do a little recap of what we've actually covered over since January. And then I'm going to take you through a lovely bit of movement and a nice tune up, and then a couple of nice supportive, restorative, rejuvenating postures to finish you off for the evening, and then hopefully you'll sleep like super well. All right, so if you have got some oil, any oil will do. We can work with that. So we might just start off with a nice little bit of a hand massage uh, before we go into our mudra. So any oil you can bring into your field, anything will be lovely for this. And again, you might want to just have a little moment as you do this to just to massage each finger. So we'll just come down each channel. This really helps to bring us into our body as well. So if any time of the day you're feeling a little bit out there, you can like just literally just massage your hands, and it really helps bring us into the present moment. Okay, so I'll just come down each finger. And then just give your fingers a little wriggle because we're going to go into a mudra. So we'll just get our energy flowing a little bit into fingers and hands. So you can just give your fingers a little wiggle. Yeah, your wrists a little circle. Bit of popping and cracking you might have in there as well. And then maybe just giving the shoulders a little roll as well. So just letting, if you've been on computers and stuff today, I've been sat here a bit today. So yeah, just giving them a nice roll. And then let's just bring fingertips onto shoulders, and we'll give the shoulders also a nice circle. And then just taking the arms really wide and just stretching right out through the fingertips, lifting up through the chest. Very good apparently for the fascia is this. And then you can just rotate a little bit back and forwards into the arms. Okay, so I'm going to take you through a nice guided meditation. And yeah, just giving your hands a little rub. And then, so the mudra is the yoni mudra, or the sacred seal of sacred source. So we're going to bring the bottom three fingers together, kind of linked. And the thumb and the index finger is going to touch. Now, there's a couple of different ways to do yoni mudra. You'll have seen it probably like this as well. But we're going to clasp it in because I quite like that. It just feels quite secure. So we're going to bring that down and just let it sit in our lower belly. And then again, just get yourself comfy. So just making sure that you're supported. And then we'll just start to land in and down. So just gently closing your eyes and becoming aware of your breath. So as we connect into this mudra, hand mudra, or a sacred seal, this hand gesture is a sacred offering to the feminine force of creation, Shakti, or the primal goddess energy. So yoni is a Sanskrit word for womb, vulva, source and origin, the place from which all life flows. And yoni mudra connects us to the mystery and power held within our belly, our sacred center, where creation, intuition and deep knowing reside. So as you feel into the fingertips that are touching, and again, just beginning to just have a scan through your body and just checking in if there's anywhere that you need to move or wiggle, or if you might want to just gently rock a little side to side. Again, this is a lovely practice to really calm the nervous system. If we're feeling a bit fraught with life, it's a bit crazy at the moment. Again, just feeling into the breath quality and beginning to slow the breath down. Connecting a little more to the out breath. And following the out breath down and in. Just calling yourself back home to the belly of wisdom, so your breath becomes gentle and unhurried. Beginning to breathe yourself home to a place of remembering, smarana, where we remember that actually our true essence is slow and gentle and kind and soft. So as you continue to breathe down and in, so with each breath, sense a soft circular rhythm massaging your belly and bringing nourishment to your whole being. Feel the waves of your breath like gentle ocean tides bathing your inner waters with healing light. Each wave a reflection of the greater rhythms that move through all life. The ebb and flow of the moon, rise and fall of the tides, and the circles of the seasons and sacred cycles within you. The more you connect into your breath, again just feeling the breath like a gentle wave. As you breathe in, the top of the in-breath, it's like the crest of the wave. And the out-breath, gently rising towards the shore. Again, just allowing your breath to bring you back to your center. And then a lovely mantra for this mudra. Attuned to the rhythms of my inner being, I move through life with harmony and grace. Held by the calm ocean within, my cycles and seasons flow in sacred balance. As you gently release your mudra, and just giving your fingers a little wriggle. And then I'm just going to bring your right hand to your heart and your left hand to your lower belly. And I'm just going to call back our energy from our day, from the weeks, the months that have been. I call my energy back from all places I have overgiven. From all moments I abandoned my truth. Like water, I return to my natural flow. I release force. I release striving. I'm allowed to soften. I'm allowed to feel. I'm allowed to ebb and flow. I cleanse myself of all that is not mine, and I create space for fresh, clear energy. I honour myself deeply. I trust my rhythm. I return to my centre. I am whole. I am sacred. I am sovereign, and I am free. So just beginning to gently deepen your breath. And just allowing your awareness to gently rise and bubble to the surface. And then you can just gently maybe open your eyes just a little bit. So just let a little bit of light in. And if you feel like you'd like to just rub your palms together, maybe just bring a little bit of warmth to your hands. And maybe just massage your face and maybe just let your eyes rest into your hands. But just whatever feels good. And as we arrive into our session tonight, I'd just like to feel into this place of meeting ourselves in relationship, so that we can just arrive exactly as we are, and not as a version who got it all right, but as a version of a woman who just showed up, who came and we all worked together, and yeah, it's all just been lovely to be with everybody over these last few weeks together. And so I want to have a feel into this idea of yoga and Ayurveda and the practices as a relationship. So I think I was talking at the weekend in training about how sometimes our practices can become something we do. And, I think we talked about it a bit last week, we've got to do all these things. But when we start to, and just in my own practice, and this is something that I'm kind of working with myself at the moment, is to be in relationship with, it kind of changes the essence a little bit of what we're doing on a daily basis. So when we're in relationship with, we know, and we've been learning over the last few months that as women, we are always changing. So we're constantly changing and flowing and cycling. And so every day is not going to be the same. And so when we meet ourselves as if we are meeting a friend, a dear friend, then, we often say to our friend, don't we, like, how are you doing? How are you? We say that, don't we? So when we meet ourselves in the morning, maybe we can also do that for ourselves. So how are you? What do you need today? So rather than saying, I've got to do this, and it all becomes stressful and it all becomes a lot, what do I actually need? What do I need to bring myself home today? So we're going to go through all the things that we have learned, and some of them we've embodied and some things we might not have done. Some things might be for us and some might not be. And like I said last week, that all of these practices have come through the minds of men. And so for some women, this might not actually work for them. And it's completely okay to say, actually, I'm not sure that I'm keen on that. I'm not sure that I like doing that. And maybe I'd like to do something a bit different, and maybe soften it, or, maybe make it a bit different. So if we start to feel into this kind of, I like to call it like spell breaking. So breaking these spells of getting everything perfect and getting everything right, and starting to create things that actually nourish us and serve us and feel good. And so we're not asking for any of us to be perfect, but we're asking for us just to show up, to be and hold ourselves in kindness and in love, which is a lot of what we've been doing, softening things a little bit. And so our daily rhythm, Dina Sharia, that we've been following, is not so much a rule, or it has to happen this way, this way, this way, but it's more a daily rhythm, a daily relationship with rhythm, and also what are our rhythms. So they become kind of anchors rather than actual, we've got our rules and regulations and stuff, because we don't need more of them. So Dinacharya is actually the art of daily devotion to ourselves. And so to be able to move in rhythm with the day. Now we looked at day tones, we've looked at, self-massage, we've looked at, our lovely lemon water, which most of us have probably got on board, I think, by now. And we're not looking to control it or perfect it, but we're walking in relationship with life as it unfolds. And, from the tantric tradition, like I kind of shared, in Tantra, life is the practice. All of the messiness, all of the shit storms, all the stuff is the practice. It's how we respond, how we are in relationship with all the shit when it turns up. Because like I was saying to the girls at the weekend, it's okay getting it all lovely on the mat and then being an absolute fat bag when you get off the mat. So, being in relationship with life and with others, and, again, just really being able to, to respond. And my therapist said I had a big thing about responsibility, and I felt like, just felt really, really like I was just holding too much responsibility. And she said the word responsibility means the ability to respond. And when we think about responsibility, it can feel really heavy, but it actually means the ability to respond. And our bodies, our lovely, lovely humans, are only ever responding to whatever's going on outside of them. So if we're feeling, and I think I might have shared that last week, I'm not sure if I did, but this idea that sometimes anxiety is actually underexpressed emotion. So it's often emotion in the body that wants to move. And, we've shared a little bit about movement. So it's less about what we do and more about how we meet ourselves each day. So again, if we have worked in corporate, we've lived in corporate, we've maybe been brought up by women who are quite, that push energy, pushy pitta energy, then to be able to slow that down a little bit and really, come home to this place of nourishment can feel we can be for quite a while always in this push-pull energy. I find that myself, this push-pull all the time. And often I get it wrong. And sometimes I get it right. And, it's all relevant to life, really. So we've been following for the last few weeks this morning ritual, which is awakening gently. Now, again, for me this morning, my alarm didn't go off at all this morning. And I'd planned to get up a little earlier today, and my alarm didn't go up, and I actually slept till 7:20. I didn't even wake up. But I've been working all weekend, and I've been in training, and it's been a lot. I was quite tired. And so, it was nice actually that the alarm didn't go off, because I got to sleep a bit longer. My body got what it needed. And when I woke up, I thought, how nice it is just to actually trust my body to wake when it's ready. And usually in the morning, the birds wake me, and last night the window was shut. So for whatever reason, I didn't get up. But one of the things that I like to do is to have the window open and have the curtains open, so that the birds actually then wake me up, and I naturally come to wakefulness. So rather than saying, in a lot of traditions, it's 4 a.m, like you've got to get up at 4 a.m. every day. If I get up at 4 a.m. every day, which I've done before, I end up with vertigo. It's just not long enough sleep for me. If you're a Vata dosha, you actually need more sleep. So you can go 10 hours for Vata. Kaffir's actually, me, don't need usually quite as much as that unless we're a little bit out of balance, which will like, oh, I'm not getting up, I'm staying in bed. But we do actually need a bit more movement. And again, Pitters, it's going to depend really on how much they've been doing, whether they need that little bit extra rest, rest and replenishment. But Vatters definitely really need that replenishment. So ideally before the sun, but if we're, again, when the birds start singing, I find that to be quite a nice time to be getting up. We had tongue scraping. Some of us got into it, some of us might not have done. Some days I do, some days I forget, and that's okay. So tongue scraping and removing overnight amber and toxins. Drinking our warm water. Most of us, I think, got that down and probably still doing that. This is the one habit that I always do no matter what. So hot water with a bit of lemon and ginger. Again, before we do anything else. And then elimination to, kind of, hopefully that will get elimination moving to get rid of, any toxins. We've got some gentle movement. And again, with the movement part of it, it's like, what does my body need today? So some days I don't want to do yoga, I just want to dance. Some days I want to get on my bike, some days I want to walk I walk the dog every day anyway. But some days it might be different. And I've just bought one of those vibration plates. I don't know if you've seen them, it's so good. So I've got this vibration plate and I got on that this morning. I was like, oh my God, this is like the best thing. So I was actually dancing on the vibration plate. That was my exercise this morning. It was lovely. So movement, like again, what is your rhythm? What is your rhythm with movement? Sometimes I like to lift weights. Like I say, sometimes I want to do yin. Today I did yin actually as well after I've been on my vibration plate and did a bit of dancing. So breathing, breath practices. We've shared the 4 count in breath, 6 count out breath, which has been, lovely breath practice to regulate the nervous system. And I think we might have done alternate nostril breathing. I'm not sure if we did that. We might have done. We had oil pulling, which again was quite an optional thing. So to rinse the mouth with oil, and then also oil massage. So self-massage each day, which is, again, it depends. If you're Vata, yes, very good, all year round, do it. For Kaffas, it can be a bit heavy, so we don't always have to do it. Need to do it in the summertime. And also the oils might shift. So you might want to work with coconut oil in the summer and something like sesame oil in the winter. So we also had, again, like it's a lot. You'd have to get up at like 3 a.m. 4 a.m. my teacher gets up every day to do all these practices. But I was saying at the weekend, like I don't start work before 10 personally. Is my rule because I like to do all the stuff. I usually get up around 6 and then I've got a good bit of time, so I'm not feeling stressed about doing it. So midday rhythm, we had eating the main meal at lunch, to eat without distraction, maybe lighting a candle and just having a breath before we start to take food in. And also to chew our food, so a bit slower, in our eating. Favouring warm, nourishing foods. We are now transitioning, so we can, you might actually already feel naturally you're a bit drawn towards salad. That I've definitely felt that this last week. So I've been wanting a bit more salad and stuff. And then taking a moment to rest after eating. So you might also, once you've eaten, it's said that we should take 100 steps after eating, just to get everything, everything moving without doing anything, too strenuous. The digestion is not just physical, it's emotional, mental, and energetic. So, I think we've talked about that with the journaling, because our emotional energy needs to move as well. So getting it out of the body and onto the page. So afternoon softening, again, sustaining energy, gentle movement or some fresh air, avoiding overstimulation or excess caffeine after 12, otherwise bedtime then becomes a bit, certainly it does for me, I'm up all night. And then short pauses to reconnect with the breath. Now, I think I might have shared last time maybe about the regulating tools, to do the little micro regulating tools throughout the day. So the humming and voo sound and the 4-count in-breath, 6-count out-breath, again depending on whether we're overstimulated or under, depending where we're at. So again, we're not pushing through the day. We begin to become in a bit more in relationship, a bit more aware of what we need. And then evening rituals, lighter, earlier meals, so trying to eat before 6 if possible. And then reducing screen time from around about 8:30. We're going to be pushing it a bit tonight. Again, to avoid stimulation. Gentle yoga, you might like to do some stretching. We're going to do some yin tonight. And then maybe a little journaling or reflection. Now, one thing, this is completely personal to me, and it might land for one of you, but I often, always actually, never feel proud. I'd never been taught to be proud, because we were never encouraged as kids to, when we was at school and stuff, it wasn't even discussed. I don't think my parents went to a parents' evening. And so I was never really taught to be proud of anything. And so I've just started a bit of a practice to begin to, rather than just moving on to the next thing, which is quite ADHD, it's quite, it has that pitter thing, is to actually sit and actually feel into like, what have I been proud of today? What did I do that was really good? So that I'm kind of starting to build that pride muscle that I've not been taught to do before. So on an evening now, in my evening practice, it's like, what's one thing that I've been really proud of today that I did really well? So it's just helping me to, build a little bit more confidence and and just pride in the life that I'm living really as well. So yeah, herbal tea, chamomile, amazing. If you get, I have the organic dried herbs rather than the bags. And sleep ideally before 10. So if you can be in bed before 10, that works really, really well. So Dinacharya is not about doing all of this every day. It's about noticing, responding and returning. Now, these are all tools within a toolbox that we have for ourselves, and we can use the ones. If you've got time, you might have time to do them all, and sometimes you might not, and that's completely okay. But I think the idea really is that we don't beat ourselves up when we don't do the things, because we can always come back. There's always a new day to start again. So it may be, that we choose 3 anchors. So that might be, getting up with the sun. Might be walking outside in our lemon water, and that's enough. When's enough as well, So it might be just 3 things. And today I'm going to choose these 3 things. And tomorrow I might choose these 3 things. And the next day I might have a bit more time. So I might choose these 3 things. And I might not have much time, and I might just choose these one thing, So I'm going to give you a little journal prompt. I don't know if you've got one, a journal with you, but if you don't, it doesn't matter. You can just go away and do this anyway later on. But it's just something that I'm kind of sitting with at the moment, and you might like to do it too. So a reflection for you is, what would it feel like to meet myself each day, not as a project, but as a relationship? So what would it feel like to meet myself each day, not as a project, but as a relationship? So balance isn't something that we achieve one time. It's something we become in relationship with. So we begin, the more awareness we have of ourselves, the more in relationship we are with ourselves, we know ourselves better. And so we know when we're a bit off, we're a bit out of line, and we know the tools that are going to help us bring it in. So you might want to just journal on that for a little moment. And then maybe also after writing, maybe just tap into 3 anchors as well that you have quite enjoyed, or, that you've like really got down. And you might want to add a couple more if you have, and you kind of where you want to be with them. Because once you get a habit dialed in, it usually kind of hangs about, it just stays once it's there and you're enjoying it. It comes like brushing your teeth. And then also you might want to just reflect on, where have I been trying to get it right? So where I've been trying to get it all right. And, I think there's this, this big thing of, trying to be better, when actually we're just coming home to ourselves, really. We're actually kind of peeling off the stuff that's been put on us by other people mainly. And then also maybe just have a reflect for those of you that have been here a few months. I know Sarah's just come on for the first time, but like, what has shifted in me over these last months? Like, what has shifted in me since January when we started, and maybe just in general in your life. And I think for quite a few of us, quite a lot shifted during the cleanse week as well. There was quite a lot of insight around that cleanse week. So that was really good as well. So this is not really about how much we've done, but how deeply we've begun to listen to ourselves, how much awareness we've got of ourselves. As we move into deeper relationship with our body, we begin to, everything we do is a conversation with our bodies. So, and that's really beautiful. It's a really lovely way to be. That our practices and our everything that we do, we start to notice where we're resistant things, and if that resistance is a true, full-bodied, absolutely no, or it is I'm just going to lay here a bit longer, when really I could get up and move a bit. So we start to be able to discern between, what we really need. So maybe also, what do I want to carry forward gently? What do I want to carry forward gently? Now, if you think about the seasons, where I am definitely feeling a pull now, like that spring season is definitely going. I've been getting out on my bike. I definitely want to move more. And my food's changing, and the sun is, I just want to be outside. So, again, you might already, be aware of how you are being pulled outside, and that energy is drawing you out. So what do I want to carry forward, but gently? So again, we're not pushing or forcing anything, something that, you've really enjoyed doing and you want to keep doing it. And then also, what do you not want to do? Like, what didn't you like? What are you not going to carry forward? What doesn't suit you? And then also, just in the the theme of pride, what have you been really proud of? Like, what have you done that felt hard, but you did it? What are you proud of? Would anybody like to share anything at all? Into the group, or anything before we move? Anything you want to celebrate, proud of, or any awarenesses that you've had about yourself, or that you've shifted, changed, or anything? Helen?
Yeah, I'm proud for getting through that cleanse.
Yeah. That was horrific.
It wasn't actually horrific. I would do it again. Definitely.
Yeah, I think we're going to do it again. I'm going to do it again in where have I put it in? But I'm going to do it again in September, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a really good thing to do.
Yeah.
There'll be things I probably do slightly differently.
Yeah.
Just knowing what to expect. But no, I loved it.
Yeah, amazing.
And I also, separately, but I've kind of got into meditation as well. And I did a silent 2-day weekend retreat. So that I was proud of myself for getting through that.
Yeah, well done.
And I've got a 7-day one coming up at the end of May.
Amazing. Well done.
Keep pushing.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely. Thank you.
I've been working a little bit with horses with my sound healing.
Oh, amazing.
I'm quite chuffed of that bit I've been doing. It was a bit scary at first because I love horses, but I'm not a horsey horse person, if you know what I mean. So when my friend invited me in, I didn't realise they were like as near as wild as you could get. Do you know what I mean? And there was some just not interested, but the others I was totally in awe because they were just amazing. I put it on my Facebook anyway, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah, lovely. Well done. Well done, you.
My battery's bloody gonna die. If I go, I'll come back. I'm just going to find my battery.
Bless you. All right. All right.
See you in a bit. See you in a bit.
Anyone else like to share anything? I'm not a fan of horses. I must say I'm not a horse person at all. They terrify me. Jackie?
Yeah, am I off? Yeah, for me, I think I've had a lot of shift changes actually in what I do. I actually quite enjoyed the cleanse, but to be honest, as you know, I had to start it because I had this thing about not finishing things, and I knew I wouldn't be able to finish it because we were going to Spain. So, but I found it really interesting. It brought out a lot for me, and I kind of didn't find it difficult with the food because I didn't follow that the whole thing exactly. So I did listen to my own body for a change. And of course, starting the women's circle was a massive thing for me.
Yeah.
I'm really sort of enjoying it, and I'm learning so much myself about myself and gaining confidence bit by bit.
Yeah.
Um, So I think there's been massive shifts for me. Much more tolerant than I used to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. That's great. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else want to share anything that they've shifted, or Anita?
I think from doing all the stuff since January, just layering habits, just gently layering habits, really good.
Yeah. Going slow.
Yeah, just not sort of not sort of in a pressured way. It's just been, so I'm having sort of warm drinks. I'm making, I've tried like all of them, and I have cinnamon, like I put a cinnamon stick in a big massive sort of what do you call it? Like one of those things that you push down and hot water.
Oh yeah, cafetiere sort of thing.
Yeah, I put like hot water in that in the morning, like it's a
Yeah.
thing that stays hot all day. And so I drink that throughout the day now, and I never did that before. And I love drinking warm drinks anyway. I've always drank warm if I drank. So yeah, just all the different things. I've just really enjoyed learning.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's been great.
Great stuff, lovely. Great, thank you. So we're going to move, and I've got our lovely Van Morrison into the Mystic for us to move to. Those of you that were in Ibiza will remember this, up on the deck looking at the sea. But we're going to have a little movement to that, and then I'm going to take us through energy tune up and then into a couple of nice restorative poses. Just to move your bodies in a really lovely way, and again, just in a conversation with yourself. So if you feel like it might be better to pin me to your screen, then you can do that, if that helps. And then, hold on here. Yeah, and then we'll move through. So I'm going to just turn this music a little bit up so you can hear it. And then we'll just move gently in relationship with yourself, just really letting your body move and release in a really lovely fluid way. Can you hear that all right? Can you hear it? Is it loud enough? Yeah? All right. So again, you might want to just bring in some of those nice movements that help the nervous system. So just a little bit of swaying and just flowing. Soften through your knees. And maybe just bring in a bit of movement into your hips as well. I hope cats are getting active. Hi, Moon. And then just bring in your shoulders as well. So again, just releasing through. And if you were to move like water, how would that feel? So if you were in relationship with water right now, but actually in waxing moon and the wild bohemian energy. Again, just letting yourself move in a way that feels like you are in a conversation with yourself.
Yeah, when the foghorn blows, I I wanna hear it. I don't have to fear it, and I wanna rock your gypsy soul. Just like way back.
You might want to close your eyes and just be somewhere else for a bit.
Yeah, magnificently we will fold into the mystic. When that foghorn blows, you know I will be coming home. And when that foghorn whistle blows, I gotta hear it. I don't have to fear it, and I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And together we will fold into the mystic.
Just giving your body what she needs, however she wants to move, just to bring some freedom through your body. In this element in our training, it's called Free Your Gypsy Soul. It's all about just moving our bodies like water and just moving into this place of flow and ease.
Too late to stop now.
Right, so we're going to take you through our energy tune-up. So we're going to come into our mountain pose. So just bringing the feet hip width apart. And you might want to just turn your toes out a little. So just pelvis, in a woman's pelvis is slightly different to a man's. So having the feet parallel is not always so spacious for a woman's pelvis. So you might want to just turn the toes a little bit and just notice how it feels. Just see if it feels a little different for you, a bit more comfortable. And then we're going to soften through our knees. Again, you might want to give your hips a little jiggle and a little bounce. And then just let your shoulders roll open and back. Let your arms just hang nice and loose by your sides. And then let the head sit just perfectly balanced on top. So just so that it feels lifted and you feel quite tall, so the energy can move freely through the whole of your body. Now you can have hands just gently resting by your sides, or if you want to, you can also have one hand on heart, one hand on belly. So again, just completely feel into what you need. And we're going to begin. The first movement is called Earth Spirals. And so we're going to just start off by gently rolling back towards our heels and then towards our toes. And then gently side to side, and just start to bring your awareness down to your feet and just feel the weight shift and the connection of your feet with the ground. And then we're going to begin to gently circle around the soles of our feet, nice and slow. And if it feels good, you can close your eyes. And then just maybe begin to imagine that from the soles of your feet, there are roots that are beginning to spiral down into the earth, just grounding you and supporting you and helping you to feel steady and calm. And then come into a gentle, still place. Again, in the center, again, you might want to just soften the knees. And then I just want you to bring to your mind a quality that you could really love to receive right now. It might be love or peace or nourishment or energy. And as we begin to circle in the opposite direction, we're going to call that energy, that quality from the earth up through your feet, up through your legs, up into your hips, your pelvis, and right the way through your whole body. Again, just feeling that quality nourishing and nurturing you. And then again, just gently coming back to center. You might let the hands release and we might just have a little shake. So just a little bounce, again, just discharging any old energy there. And then coming back to a place of stillness. So next movement is called lunar bow. So we're going to take the right arm overhead and the left hand is just going to be below the navel. So taking a nice deep breath in as you reach up through the crown of the head. And then as you breathe out, just leaning into the left side and breathing out there. And then breathing in as the arms circle in front. You might just feel as if your hands are just moving around a big full moon. And then out breath as you lean in again. And again, in breath as the arms circle in front. And then out breath. And then just one more time each side. In breath. And out breath. In breath. And out breath. And then again, just having a gentle shake, releasing down the shoulders. It's a great movement for the lymphatic system. And the next movement is calling your energy back. So again, anywhere that you've been giving your energy away to others, we're going to let the arms just float up to shoulder height with a soft in-breath. And then make a fist in each hand and using a strong out-breath and a bit of sound, we're going to bring the elbows in. And then again, in-breath to lift, out-breath. So calling your energy back from all spaces and times where you've given it away. And just calling it back right into that solar plexus energy. The gathering place of the sun. And again, have a little shake down. And if you feel here, you might want to twist a bit just to get into the belly. That belly of integration. And then from here, we're going to move into our lovely arm rotations or heart wings. So turning the hands and opening up the chest with the in-breath. And then we turn and release on the out-breath. So in-breath, I'm going to gently bring the arms up to shoulder height. Again, just with the breath and the movement, nice and slow. In-breath and out-breath. And just releasing any tension around the shoulders. And also just activating that lymphatic system. And then bring the fingertips onto the shoulders as we move into unburdening the shoulders. So the elbows come around, open back and down. Again, we're just moving nice and slow. In breath and out breath. And just feel that lovely stretch across the upper back, just releasing tension and tightness. And just letting go of anything that you're carrying on your shoulders right now. And then again, we're going to just gently release and relax and just let everything shake, just discharging any old energy to the earth. And then we're going to move into our neck. So from here, we're just going to gently orient. So we're going to turn the head towards the right, just taking in maybe just 5 things that you can see in your room. Just looking gently behind yourself without overstretching the neck. And then bringing the head around again, just taking in 5 things as you go that you can see. Very good for nervous system regulation. It comes around Again, just taking in 5 things that you can see. And again to the other side. Again, just gently releasing tension also in the neck. And then as you bring the head to center with an in-breath, we're going to just take the right ear towards the right shoulder and look down towards the floor to the right. In-breath center. And then out-breath to the left. Again, just really being present in a conversation with your neck. So how is your neck feeling? Is it tight? Can you feel it when you move the head side to side? You feel a pull and a gentle stretch there. So again, as we're moving slowly, we're just sending a signal to those muscles that it's safe to release. So I'm going to bring the head to center, and then I'm just going to take the chin down towards the chest, just stretching out the back of the neck where all of the nerve pathways come up towards the brain. And then gently lift the head, just opening the throat, not dropping too far back, but just lifting the chin and just opening the throat space with the in-breath. And then out-breath again, gently dropping the chin down. And then lift the head, just creating spaciousness around the neck and the throat. Again, coming back to center, having a little shake and a shimmy, and again, just any discharge out of energy. You might want to make a bit of sound through the mouth as well with that one. And then we're going to step the feet a little wider apart as we move into our lovely serpent twist. So arms are going to come circling front. I'm going to take a nice deep breath in, and then as you breathe out, we're leading with the right elbow, turning the feet towards the right, and we're going to twist all the way around to look over the right shoulder. And then in breath as we come around to center, and then out breath all the way around, lifting the back heel so you can just twist a little deeper. And then in breath around the center, and out breath again around to the right. And then in breath around to the left. And this time we're going to add a wrap around twist. So we're going to take one hand into the lower back and the other hand onto the shoulder as you twist. And again, in breath as the arms come around, gently taking one hand into the lower back, one to the shoulder. And then coming back into center, bringing the feet again just parallel and bringing the arms overhead. So just sweeping the arms up and overhead into that lovely open chalice position with an in-breath, and then softening through the knees as you gently flow forwards. If you can, touching the ground. If not, just having the hands here is fine. Drops down. And then gently drawing the hands up the center line. On the in-breath, and again, nice open heart. And then out-breath, easing soft down, all the way down. And then last time, just taking a nice deep breath in as you take the arms up and open. And again, just in this last part of this sequence, just closing your eyes. And just imagine the light of the sun or the moon or whatever you want to visualize here. It might be a color, a quality, just filling your hands. And then we're going to bring the hands down and just bathe the crown of our head. And then bring that lovely energy down around the third eye center, Ajna center. And down through the throat, through the heart, and through the belly, the upper belly, and the lower belly. And then gently all the way down to the earth. And then you might like just to turn the palms to the back of you. And just take a moment to send some beautiful energy down through the timelines to the women who've come before or our ancestors. And then turning the palms to the front and just sending some lovely energy ahead of us into our future. And you might like just to finish with one hand on heart, one hand on belly. Again, just gently breathe and hold for a moment. Okay. And then you might like just to offer a gentle affirmation to yourself. I am already whole. I am already home. I am already home. Whole. I am already home. Lovely. And then just giving yourself a little shake out. And we're going to move down onto the mat into goddess pose. So if you have got a bolster or a couple of cushions, we're going to just pop them down. And just come gently down onto your back. Now you might like to, when you come down onto your back, you might like to just bring the knees in towards the chest to start and just give them a gentle circle. Just opening up the hips a little. Again, just bringing some nourishment into the hips. And then you can either bring the feet onto the bolster together, the insteps together, and let the knees open out to the sides. Or if that is too much on the hips, you can bring the bolster under your knees and just let the feet rest on the floor. And I'm going to take the arms a little way from the body. So we've got a little space underneath the armpits. And then if you want to, you can bring the hands to the belly as well. And so from here, we're just going to gently close our eyes. And again, we're just going to come back to this feeling that we are in conversation with our body. And as we breathe in, again, we're just breathing in this stream of well-being, of prana, of energy. And as we breathe out, we're just signaling to our body it's okay to rest. So again, just getting into that rhythm with your breath and with this sense of letting go, of surrender. Again, just allowing yourself to come back to that place of truth, which is that we are calm, mainly, and we are deserving of rest. And so this posture, the feminine form, wisdom of this posture, is a posture of sacred rest and receptivity. It opens the gate of the hips and groin, allowing fresh blood and prana to bathe the pelvic region. The shape gently stimulates the heart, the lungs, and womb space, and offers nourishment and release. So this is a deeply nourishing pose for menstrual, menopausal, or emotional restoration, and it allows the feminine body to unfurl and recalibrate. So the story of the resting goddess, she who rests in her sovereign softness. She had wandered long through seasons of striving, through years of giving and carrying and holding it all together. Her hips had become tight from all she had held, her belly weary from always softening into others' needs, her heart open but tired. One evening, under a sky draped in indigo, she was guided to a soft place on the earth And there, she remembered something ancient, that her body was not a machine, but a vessel of deep wisdom. That stillness is not weakness, but a sacred strength. That she was never meant to bloom all the time. So she lay back, opened her hips like a flower to the moon, rested her hands on her belly, the centre of her knowing, and let herself be held by the earth, by her breath, and by something greater. In that sacred shape of surrender, she didn't need to do or prove or fix. She was enough. She was holy, and she was home. As she rested, the wisdom of the goddess came whispering, "You do not have to carry it all. Let the earth hold you as you held others. Softness is power, and rest is medicine." When she rose, it was not with force, but with fullness. She carried no armour, only light, no masks, only truth. And she walked forward as a woman who remembered that she is a goddess, not because she stands tall, but because she knows when to lay down and receive. So gently breathing in again, just to your body. And just feeling this pose as a sacred act of reclamation. And then just taking your last 3 breaths there. And you might like to release your last breath through a sigh or a hum. Maybe just making some vibration through your body. And we're going to bring the knees in gently towards our chest. And again, just gently rock in cradle, just side to side. Massaging the lower back. You might like to circle the knees, just releasing the hips. Again, just bringing some nourishment to the hips there. And our next pose is rejuvenation pose or waterfall, Viparita Karina Mudra. And so again, if you've got a bolster or a block is okay too. And just bring the bolster in as if we were going to go into bridge pose, but with the bolster underneath our knees. And then from here, you might want to just have your hands on your belly for a moment. And we're just going to just gently rock the pelvis. So I'm going to just press the lower back down into the floor. And then gently release as I create an arc in my lower back. So breathing in as I gently rock the pelvis. And gently breathing out. And the next time I press in the lower back into the floor, I'm going to just start to pick up the pelvis. So I'm just going to start to squeeze the buttocks, press into my feet and lift the pelvis off the floor. Tucking the chin in, just going to push the bolster up towards my bottom and then bring the bolster or your block underneath the back of the pelvis. So just going to give yourself a little rock side to side just to make sure that you've got that nice support underneath the back of the pelvis. And you might want to just bring the arms a little bit away from the body now. And if it feels good and you want to, you can lift the legs then up in the air. And maybe you might like to just gently circle your ankles a little. Again, this is a lovely posture rejuvenation pose. It's called the Queen's Repose. So this posture really helps to drain lymph from the legs and the ankles, any excess fluid there. And also supports the thyroid and the parathyroid. The thyroid gland often can be a gland in the body that gets affected when women are stressed, and also in menopause and perimenopause. So just making sure that the chin is slightly tucked in. So we're getting that slight compression into the neck, into the throat area. And again, just closing your eyes and gently breathe. Again, you might bring awareness to the tips of your toes. Just maybe imagine light just gently pouring down through your toes to your feet, down through your legs, into your hips and your pelvis. And just as if particles of light are just gently flowing up towards your neck and your throat, into your face, down through your arms and your hands, your fingers. So again, this lovely idea of rejuvenation. It's posture rejuvenating you on all levels. So this story that goes with this particular posture is called the medicine of yielding. There is a story told in the language of rivers that when the river tires of rushing forward, she finds a rock and rests. She lets herself cool, soften, and be held by the earth. She remembers that forward isn't the only way, and sometimes the way is down, in, and still. Waterfall pose is our way of becoming the river again. In a world that constantly asks us to rise, to do, and to become, this shape is radical. It says you do not have to push today. You do not have to be anything but water returning to its source. This posture is a return to the nervous system, to the nourishing flow of lymph, the soft pulse of rejuvenation. Blood moves back towards the heart, and fluids drain from the feet. The mind, like water, begins to settle. The cascade of calm, a sacred pause, a remembering that rest is not a luxury, it is a rhythm. Let your spine melt into the earth. Let gravity hold what you've been carrying. Let your legs and your feet, your heart be bathed in your own medicine. You don't have to climb or strive here. Just yield and let the waterfall do its work. Taking your last 3 breaths there. And again, if you want to, you can sigh out that last breath or hum it out. And if you're humming, just to really feel the vibration. Now I'm going to draw the knees in towards your chest. Maybe just have a little rock as you push the bolster away if you've got one. We're going to drop into our relaxation pose, so just into Shavasana. or a deep resting pose. If you need a blanket, just pop that blanket on. And just allow yourself to land in stillness. And just feeling your body really held and supported here. Take a slow, deep breath in and sigh it out through your mouth. And again, a slow, deep breath in. And gently releasing. With each breath, allow yourself to arrive more fully here. Just bringing awareness to the parts of your body that are in contact with the ground. Feel the earth beneath you, steady and unwavering, holding you with love and care. And imagine roots gently growing down from your spine, reaching down into the rich, dark soil below. With each exhale, just let any heaviness, any stress or overwhelm just flow down through these roots to be composted by the earth. Softly affirm, I am safe, I am held, I am supported. And bring your awareness to the space just above your head. And visualize a clear mountain spring, pure, shimmering, water bubbling up from a sacred source. The spring overflows into a gentle stream of golden light and water, sparkling and alive. It represents divine grace, feminine flow, and the endless nurturing support of the universe. See this stream transform into a beautiful waterfall, cascading down over you. The water is warm yet cooling, soft yet powerful. Feel it begin at the crown of your head, washing over your scalp and forehead, and down across your face. It flows over your neck and shoulders, down your back and chest, washing away any tension and softening everything it touches. Each exhale, releasing any stress, overthinking, or stuck energy into this flowing water. With each inhale, inviting clarity, calm, and vitality. Bring your attention to your breath and subtle body release. Imagine this waterfall flowing down through your spine, your central channel of energy. See it rinsing away overstimulation, cooling fiery emotions, and soothing jagged edges of stress. Allow your mind to rest in the sound and sensation of the water. Thoughts dissolve like leaves being carried downstream. Feel your belly and pelvic bowl filling with cool, clear energy, soft and nurturing. The whole system begins to reset, finding its natural rhythm of rest and restoration. As the waterfall begins to slow, Visualize a soft mist surrounding you, cool, light, and protective. This mist seals your energy field, leaving you refreshed and whole. Whispering softly to yourself, I am clear, I am calm, I am in flow.
Do what you have to do, say what you have to say, feel your heart and trust your soul, they know the way. Follow what feels good, those subtle little clues. Listen to your belly that is always speaking to you. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips, if you would only reach a little further in. Everything you're looking for, the pieces of your puzzle, all the love you seek, it is right there at your feet. She's calling for your light, the goddess on the rise. Strip away all your protection and open your eyes. Heaven is on earth in every breath you breathe, anchoring a new vibration, a new way to be. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips, if you would only reach a little further in. Everything you're looking for, the pieces of your puzzle, all the love you seek, it is right there at your feet. And it's up to you to decide, will you stand by the sidelines or join the ride? Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. Only you can make the decision. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips, if you would only reach a little further in. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips, if you would only reach a little further in. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips, if you would only reach a little further in. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips, if you would only reach a little further in.
And just beginning to gently deepen your breath. Maybe just bring some gentle, intuitive movements to your fingers and your toes. Maybe stretching your arms overhead if it feels good. And gently rocking from side to side. Bringing the knees in towards your chest. And then maybe just rocking onto your right side and just curling up in a little ball for a moment. I'm going to share a beautiful reading called As You Are by Maya Luna, taken from the Feral Secrets of the Deep Feminine. To feel the goddess in you, you do not have to drink green juices all day or have radiant skin. You do not need to be creatively inspired or sensual or turned on. You don't need to be mentally sane or chaste or sexual or thin. You don't need to have badass boundaries. You don't need to be a lady boss entrepreneur. You don't need to have Instagram followers, and you don't need to eat right or sleep well or have a healthy body. You don't need to get rid of all your trauma or shame. The goddess claims you exactly as you are. She only asks that you come down low, sink sweetly down and in. She is the river underneath all your striving. Nothing is forbidden, and nothing is required to know her. She is in you, of you, as you. In you, as you, for you. She is love eternal. She is life even in sickness and despair. She never leaves you. You are worthy as you are, and there is nothing to be done. When you're ready, just gently bringing yourselves back into our space if you are awake, and if you are not, then stay where you are. And then maybe bringing the hands together, give them a little rub, just create a little bit of warmth in your hands. And gently cupping the palms over your eyes, and just let your eyes rest into the warmth of your hands. And then gently massaging over your face, your head, your shoulders, your neck, and anywhere that you need a little bit of love and attention. And then we can just come back to our energy balance. So just bringing the right hand to the heart, left hand to the lower belly. And just taking 3 slow, deep breaths. Allowing a beautiful inner smile to rise from your heart to your face, to your eyes. And then as you open your eyes back into our circle, I love you, I love you, I love you. Have a beautiful couple of months. And I will see you in, actually, I'm looking to potentially come back on monthly cycles. So I want to work with some more transformational stuff, actually. So the first session back is actually going to be the 24th of June, but it's going to run a little bit differently when I come back. But I'll let you know about all the what I'd like to do and how I'd like to work with this going forward. So we're going to be looking at fire element and goddess Durga and Pitta dosha, and yeah, just loads of new stuff. So have the most beautiful few weeks, and I will see you back in June. Night night, sleep well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.